All right, we've covered a lot of ground together, and now it's time to turn all this knowledge into action. I know it might feel overwhelming to think about everything we've discussed, but here's the secret: you don't have to do it all at once. We're going to break this down into manageable chunks that won't stress you out. Let's start with your 6-month pre baby action plan because having a timeline makes everything feel more manageable. Think of this as your financial pregnancy roadmap. 6 months before your due date, start with the big picture stuff. Calculate your estimated medical costs by calling your insurance company. Start building your baby fund with whatever amount you can manage, even if it's just $50 a month. You're ahead of where you'd be if you had waited, and just keep squirreling away as much money as you possibly can. Then join those local parent Facebook groups and start browsing for baby gear deals. But don't buy anything yet unless it's an incredible deal. 5 months out, it's time to start getting serious about baby gear research. Create your list of essentials versus the nice to haves. Start reaching out to friends and family about hand-me-downs. This is also a good time to announce your baby coming on social media or on your Facebook page. You'd be surprised at how much just a simple request on social media for any old clothes, toys, or equipment needs might be met by your friends. This is also a great time to tour daycares if you need childcare, because waiting lists are real and they're long. 4 months before the baby arrives, start shopping for gear, but be strategic about it. Buy safety items new, like car seats, cribs, and mattresses. Everything else, start hunting for deals. This is also when you should start researching pediatricians and making sure that they're in your insurance network. 3 months out, it's time for the legal stuff. If you don't have life insurance, apply now. Start having those guardian conversations we talked about. Get your will in order, or at least start the process. Update your beneficiaries on all your accounts. If you actually don't even know the name of your child, a lot of accounts will allow you to just put your children, if any, as a contingent beneficiary after your spouse. And remember, this stuff does take time, so don't put it off. 2 months before your due date, finalize your childcare arrangements and understand all the costs involved. Set up your baby's investment accounts if you're doing that. Make sure you understand exactly how to add your baby to your health insurance. Write down the process step by step so that you won't forget. 1 month out, finish up any loose ends. Stock up on essentials like diapers and formula if you're using it. Make sure all your paperwork is organized and easily accessible. Set up those automatic bill payments we talked about. And this is also a good time to meal prep and freeze some easy dinners. Now, here's what I want you to do right after this course ends. Pick the 3 most important things from this timeline and just start with those. Don't try to tackle everything at once. Maybe it's calling your insurance company or joining those Facebook groups or applying for life insurance. Master those 3 things, then move on to the next 3. Let's talk about priority ranking when time is limited, because I know some of you are already feeling behind schedule. If you only have a few months before your baby arrives, here are the absolute must-dos. Understand your insurance coverage and out-of-pocket costs. Get basic life insurance in place. Choose guardians and get a simple will. And join local parent groups for gear deals. Everything else is nice to have, but these 4 things can save you thousands of dollars and protect your family's future. Focus on these first and then add other items as you have time. Now, let's talk about partner responsibility division, because having a baby is definitely a team sport, and that includes the financial preparation. Sit down together and divide up these tasks based on your strengths and schedules. Maybe one of you handles insurance research while the other focuses on gear shopping. Maybe one person takes the lead on legal documents while the other manages the savings plan. The key is making sure both partners know what's happening, even if they're not directly handling every task. Have regular check-ins to share what you've learned and make the decisions together. Now, let's move on to post-baby financial maintenance, because the work doesn't stop once your little one arrives. In fact, this is when your planning really pays off. At 3 months post-baby, do your first financial check-in. How did your actual expenses compare to your budget? What surprised you? What can you adjust going forward? This isn't about judging yourself, it's about learning and adapting. At 6 months, reassess your childcare situation if you're back at work. Are the costs what you expected? Is your arrangement working for your family? This is also a good time to review your emergency fund and see if you need to rebuild it after any first-year expenses. At 1 year, it's time for a bigger picture review. Look at your overall financial situation. How has your income and expense structure changed? Are you back on track with your pre-baby financial goals, or do you need to adjust them? This is also when you can start thinking about longer-term planning for your growing family. Here's something really important. These check-ins shouldn't be stressful financial audits. Think of them as course corrections. You're not trying to achieve perfection. You're just trying to stay aware and make smart adjustments as you go. Let's talk about preparing for toddler phase expenses, because just when you think you've got the baby budget figured out, everything changes again. Toddlers need different things: more food, bigger clothes, and they'll actually wear it out instead of outgrowing it. Activities, classes, and oh my goodness, the toys, the massive amounts of toys. But here's the good news. A lot of the money saving strategies you've learned for baby gear, they work for toddler stuff too. Hand-me-downs, Facebook Marketplace, thrift stores, and that network of parent friends becomes even more valuable as your child grows. Now, let's talk about long-term financial planning. Having one child changes your financial picture, but you might not be done with your growing family. If you're thinking about having more children, factor that into your planning too. The good news is that a lot of baby gear can be reused, so your per-child costs actually go down significantly after the first child. Think about things like whether you'll need a bigger house, a different car, or higher life insurance coverage. These aren't immediate concerns, but it's good to have them on your radar. Let's discuss some resources and next steps that will help you beyond this course. For budgeting and tracking expenses, apps like Mint, YNAB, or even just a simple spreadsheet can work well. The key is finding something you'll actually use consistently. For investing in college savings, most major investment companies have good tools and calculators. Vanguard, Fidelity, and Schwab all offer low-cost investment options and educational resources. For local resources, don't underestimate the power of other parents. Those Facebook groups, neighborhood apps like Nextdoor, and even your pediatrician's office can be a great source of information about local deals, services, and support. Here's when you might want to consult with financial professionals. If you have complex tax situations, significant assets, ownership in a business, or if you're just feeling overwhelmed and want personalized guidance, a financial planner can help you create a comprehensive plan that takes your new family into account. But for most families, the strategies we've discovered in this course will handle the majority of your financial preparation needs. You don't need to hire expensive advisors to implement basic budgeting, insurance planning, and investment strategies. Let's talk about building your support network, because this is about more than just money. Connect with other parents, both online and in person. Join new parent groups. Attend library story times. Participate in neighborhood activities. These relationships will provide emotional support, practical advice, and yes, even some money-saving opportunities. Some of my best parenting resources came from casual conversations with other parents at the playground or in mom and dad groups. These people become your village, and having a strong support network makes everything about parenting easier, including the financial aspects. Before we wrap up, let me share some final thoughts. Financial preparation for a new baby isn't about having everything perfect or having unlimited money. It's about being thoughtful, being prepared for the basics, and creating systems that will grow with your family. You don't need to be wealthy to be financially ready for a baby. You need to be informed, organized, and flexible. You need to understand your options and make smart choices about where to spend and where to save. But most importantly, you need to start taking action. Remember, every family situation is different. What works for your friends or your siblings might not work for you, and that's okay. Take the strategies from this course that make sense for your situation and adapt them as needed. The fact that you've taken this course shows that you're already thinking like a responsible parent. You're planning ahead, you're educating yourself, and you're taking action to protect your family's future. That's exactly the kind of mindset that leads to financial success. Your baby is lucky to have parents who care enough to prepare this thoughtfully. Yes, there are going to be surprises and challenges along the way. That is part of parenting. But you're giving yourselves the best possible foundation to handle whatever comes your way. So, take a deep breath, pick your first 3 action items, and just get started. You've got this, and your future family is going to thank you for the time that you're investing in preparation right now. Congratulations on your upcoming arrival, and here's to your family's bright financial future.